on me. Never since the day you approached me, I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like a fuck, that's nothing else, you know.
What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm gonna be reacting to Blackie Speaks. These rappers are disrespectful. So this is regarding the PlaqueBoyMax situation with Lil TJ and Fabio Foreign, where they were in an Airbnb and you're not allowed to smoke in Airbnbs, and Max asked them to stop and they did not. And then there have been some people like Asian Doll who have commented on it, talking about you can't expect rappers to stop smoking. Like, I don't really know what the fuck she was talking about, but you know, yeah. So we're about to see like more details because I didn't watch the stream. I just saw a clip once it went viral, and yeah, we're just gonna get into it.
A few people. A popular streamer by the name of PlaqueBoyMax, rapper Lil TJ, and rapper Fabio Foreign. You might have heard about the story because it's trending on social media right now, but streamer PlaqueBoyMax invited Lil TJ and Fabio Foreign to one of his streams. It was a cook-up session where they were essentially making music while they were on live. Now, the meat and potatoes of the story is that Lil TJ and Fabio Foreign ended up lighting up a J inside the spot. It was an Airbnb that Max had rented out for the purpose of this session. And he initially saw Lil TJ lighting up while the stream was going on, and he noticed and told him, "Hey bro, you can't do that in here because the smoke alarm will go off."
What'd you say? Stop playing. Who's smoking? Who's smoking? Yo, TJ.
What's up? Who the
Yo, this a B&B. You can't smoke in here. This don't go off. Yeah, I appreciate you though.
And then a minute or two goes by and he tells him the same thing because Lil TJ wasn't listening. It took him a couple of times, like 3 or 4 times, before Max had to bring it up one final time, making it very clear that the show can't go on if they don't respect his wishes. And then that's when he one final time kind of walked up to them and he told them, he was like, "Hey, you guys can go to the back if you want to smoke, the backyard."
And it's not even that hard. Like, for one, I'm not a smoker. I've smoked before, but I'm not a smoker. If you cannot go, it had to be a couple hours probably. This little meetup. If you cannot go that long without smoking, you might have to analyze some things in your life. Because, But beyond that, if you can't just be respectful and walk out of the vicinity, then you're just an asshole. And that's just what it is. You know, sometimes we just have to admit these things. The facts are the facts. That's stupid. And y'all, them mofos was grown as hell. How old is Fabio Foreign? 38 or something? 34. That's ridiculous. Okay, next one, Lil TJ. 23. You get more of a pass, but you still grown as hell. You need to get it together.
Yo, bro. Yo, you can't smoke in here. This shit gonna go off. Like, please. I appreciate you.
Now, a few things happened after that, one of them being that Fabio Foreign decided to blow smoke in his face before he left. That's right. He not only blew smoke in his face, but they both ended up leaving after that. So that sounds pretty clear to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, this is an Airbnb. You can't smoke in here. The alarm is going to go off." And he's like, "All right," until he has to tell him once again. I don't know too much about PlaqueBoyMax, but
like, who really tripping off of them leaving? You know what I'm saying? Like, were they like highly anticipated and wanted to be like, you know, you feel me? The fans wanted to see him or something like that, but I wouldn't be tripping for real. You are just openly disrespectful and don't give a fuck, so bye.
Also very firm because, you know, he's standing on his principles, which says a lot about him as a person, but most importantly of all, as a man. But a man can only be so patient, and Max got to his breaking point because he stopped the music and he walks up to them, right? I don't know exactly what he says, but he does tell them that you can't be in here doing that, and mentions something about there being a backyard, which is relevant because he's telling them you can go, you know, to the back and do that.
Yeah.
Can you show them where, like, in the back, niggas cannot smoke in? Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. If niggas smoking here, I'm gonna have to shut this bitch down. Like,
Out to the back. Backyard. Like there's a backyard.
Look, Uncle.
it's in the back.
And then before they leave, like we saw, Fabio Foreign, who's about to be 35 in March, mind you, blows clouds right in his face. Now, to be fair, if you looked at the clip, he's responding to someone who's sitting on the left side near Max, and he happens to have a mouth full of clouds and conveniently blows it right in Max's face. Now, a couple important things I
wouldn't say it was right in his face unless I didn't see the right clip. It was towards him, though. There was somebody closer, I feel like, in the vicinity. Because we were like, he blowing in his face, he blowing in his face. And I looked at the video and I was just like, I mean, it doesn't excuse it, but it won't blowing it in his face. It was blowing it towards him, which is still sending the same message. You've lost your fucking mind. Get it together. Get it together.
You know, the general
Except
consensus
for
seems to
Asian
be
doll.
that this was in fact disrespectful. If someone invites you to their space and they have certain rules in place, like, you know, you can't smoke inside the property, you got to respect the boundary, point blank, period. And so this is his workspace. He invites these two rappers to create some music and some content together, so this is a place of business, right? It's no different from going to a meeting as an artist, and the setting in itself might be different, but anyone who takes what they do seriously, they're not going to look at this and have any type of different feelings about it. Like, it's a workspace. So I'm happy that people are on the right side of things. However, on the other hand, we've seen people like this girl right here, Asian Doll. She posted a response to this on Twitter, and this is what she said: don't invite rappers if they can't smoke.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Brain dead as hell. As fuck. Don't make no fucking sense.
Asian Doll above following the rules.
That's what Lil TJ. Okay, so I don't know if y'all remember, but you remember with the Kodak Black stream with Kai? And Lil TJ was mad and said, yeah, he don't fuck with Kai and Aiden or whatever. And he was just talking about like that's just sometimes what rappers do. And I was just like, what? Drugs? Like, is that what you're trying to get at? And trying to normalize it and act like it's okay?
Shouldn't automatically know basic human decency, like respecting someone else's.
Like, rappers ain't people, like, as if that's like a different species or some shit. Like, I feel like a lot of things, like, that's just manners. If you don't got no manners and you're grown as fuck, that's just really sad. I ain't gonna lie. And a lot of people do not have manners, and I have learned, because I have manners, and go out in public, people rude as hell, rude as fuck, and don't even know, because you be just looking at them like, and they be clueless, just confused. To people, you should be polite to people unless given a reason not to.
Environment, just because they're rappers, there's absolutely no logic in what she's saying. And
And
this actually brings me to a bigger and
when's the last, all of these people, I'm not trying to, you feel me, say too much. Fabio Foreign, because I don't listen to these motherfuckers. Lil TJ and Asian Doll.
which of course comes down to class and culture. But before we get into that, let me share something with you that I've heard from countless of people, specifically who work in the music industry. And some people, you know, who've seen the title might already know what I'm going to be talking about. One thing I've heard time and time again, especially this past year, as I myself have kind of been dipping my foot in the water in the music industry, so to speak, but the majority of the people in the industry, right, the music industry, they actually don't like working with rappers. Now, rappers in the music industry are seen as some of the hardest creatives to work with, and this is something I've heard time and time again. I've heard this from engineers, videographers, photographers. I hear this especially from producers. I hear this from managers, A&Rs, and basically anyone who comes in contact with rappers in general. This isn't something that's often discussed publicly, so this might, you know, come as a surprise if you're hearing this for the first time. The truth is, people don't want to ruffle feathers or risk damaging the relationships they've built, and while I won't be naming any names, I've got a wild story to share with you. Stick around until the end of this video to hear it. Now, people in general don't like working with rappers because there's a specific type of behavior that comes with working with them. As an example, it's generally agreed that rappers are very bad with being on time in the music industry. Most rappers have zero professionalism, like I'm talking zero.
Damn.
The majority don't really know how to conduct themselves in a business setting, aside from outright ignorance, okay, just like straight ignorance and zero professionalism. A lot of rappers show up to meetings high off their mind, perked up, leaned out, zanned out, you name it.
All right, let's do a distinction. Are we talking about like trap rapper mofos, mumble rapper mofos? Because I feel like, I don't know, and I'm not liking the way this is going. You feel me? I don't know though. I've never been in that space to even be able to like be like, oh yeah. I just been around like regular drug users, unfortunately, that were just bums. But like they were like social media bums. You feel me? Like it looked like they doing good, but like in reality, like, whoa, what's going on? But I feel like if you go for a specific demographic, and when I'm saying demographic, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about like the most trap artists that commit crimes all the time. I don't think you're gonna get the person with the best character if you're going for that. You feel me? And that's what that's what some labels want to convey. Like they want that persona for their artist or whatever. So when you actually get somebody who live it, and then you like what? Like you don't understand that this isn't like a gimmick. Like some people, this is actually their lives.
Rappers are known for not paying people in the music industry. So
Wait. All of the rappers? Are you sure?
keep talking. One time I heard this story, and I'm not gonna say any names, but there's
Birdman.
this engineer who works in the music industry. He mainly works with major label artists, and this engineer one time was working with a rapper, decently sized. Some of y'all actually might have him on your playlist, and they were in the studio. Mind you, this was the first time they're working together, and there was a disagreement about, let's just say, a simple disagreement about the payment process, and one thing led to another, and this poor guy got beat up by this rapper and his entourage. Long story short, he ended up getting, he didn't get paid for his work, and he also ended up getting sent to the ER. Now that's just one story out of the dozens on top of the dozens of stories that I've heard.
Well then, like I said, I don't want to say rappers, say gang members. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Just say. I just feel like it has a bad connotation to it. So say like, cause like, is Lauryn Hill out here beating up motherfuckers? No. Is Meg the...
Why I bring this up is not to sit here and demonize hip-hop or artists in the culture. I'm not only a voice in the genre, but I'm a rapper and singer myself. I make music, and
You make music? We gotta check this out. We have to check this out.
So sick of living like this. Told myself time to go get it. Yeah. Told myself time to go get it. I got so sick of living like this. Told myself time to go get it. Yeah. Agony. When I stack, I promise I'll give back.
Oh no. Oh, okay. This isn't what the video's about, so I'm gonna save my opinion.
and class issue in hip-hop, which has painted rappers in an extremely bad light. People see us as difficult to work with. I mean, when the most important person, the engineer, doesn't get paid and gets sent to the ER, it's an issue. Time and that they like bring 1,000 niggas to the studio who are all hotheads and they're all on perk 30s and leaned out and can't respect boundaries.
Like I said, and you look at your demographic, I'm pretty sure you can tell. I'm pretty sure you can tell. Like, I don't know if this is a good one. I'm gonna have to decline the service, buddy. And you know what? You gotta have your shit right too. You gotta have that thing on you sometimes. Have some people with you or something. Damn.
So this story right here just validates all those negative aspects of rappers, rap culture, and hip-hop in general. Rappers in the music industry are known for having a holier-than-thou energy as well, and they have that towards anyone they're working with. This is one of the unspoken reasons why rappers who quote-unquote fall off have a very hard time getting that momentum again. Did you guys know that a big part of that isn't actually the quality of the music only? Shocker. It's actually the person behind the music. Because have you guys noticed how there's a type of rapper who they might not have that much momentum and they might be all that relevant to the public anymore, but those are the rappers who more often than not end up bouncing back quicker. Now, ask yourself, why is that? Well, because that other guy actually has morals, values, principles, and he's made an effort to nurture his relationships and treat people with respect. So when he needs some help because his career is colder than Iceland, all he needs to do is make a few phone calls. Next thing you know, he has a record with one of the hottest rappers in that period. Now, how does that happen? Well, that happens because people like you. You're actually a solid, cool, good person. So when you need your back scratched because you're a cool cat, people will come through. Get it? Cool cat, back scratched. There are countless of rappers who've quote-unquote fallen off.
He's showing us his skills.
Want to work with you. I mean, there's so many rappers who act like they're above the people who literally make the beats.
And that's why they end up broke and back in the street doing dumb shit and end up, you feel me? Okay, but that's a certain demographic. That's never going to be Kendrick. It's never the J. Cole. It's not even a fucking Drake, I wouldn't say. It's a different class. And then you can see it in the music. What mofos is rapping about, bro? Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's the Fabio Foreigns. That's the other mofos that we don't hear about no more.
And polish your vocals to make you sound good for the world. And at the end of the day, music is a team effort, yet you're out here acting like it's a one-man show, which that's just not the case. So this type of story casts a negative light on rappers as a whole. And like I mentioned earlier, this ultimately comes down to an issue of class. And when it comes to these particular rappers, by the way, Lil TJ and Fabio Foreign, they don't really have that much momentum anymore. Lil TJ, as an example, is an independent artist, so for him, this kind of thing hurts him more than he could ever realize. When you're not on a major label like him, your relationships especially matter in a situation like this, because that's the only thing you can draw from. At least when you're signed to a major label, you have access to an entire network of people through your partner, which is the label, but But when you don't, it's relationships like these that are going to help you bounce back and stay in the spotlight. I really respect PlaqueBoy for standing on business and keeping it P. And by the way, he ended up responding to this entire thing afterwards by saying this.
If you don't respect what I do, I don't want to work with you. So here's what it is. It's never gonna get done. Every artist I've ever invited on stream, all them niggas have respected me, I respect them, and we have fun in this good vibe.
I'm gonna say it won't that deep for them to be acting like that. And honestly, is PlaqueBoyMax gonna hurt from that kicking him out? Because I don't think anybody was like, Lil TJ. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest. Yeah, I don't know. That's just real. It's real weird energy. I don't like it.
Every time. This is the first time some ever happened like this.
Just like a man is supposed to, he stood on his principles, and for that, he got my respect. So shout out to PlaqueBoy. I also know that he's doing really good on the music front as well, and he has a little bit of momentum. So shout out to another young black man winning, man. Shout out to PlaqueBoy. Anyway, if you made it this far, drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And to all the new people out there, my name is Blackie Speaks. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the fam. Rappers being disrespectful. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about some of the
I'm not gonna say it's rappers that are disrespectful. I'm gonna say it's certain artists that are disrespectful, certain people that are disrespectful. You feel me? Because I've seen rock mofos do this. I've seen pop mofos do this. I've seen all types of mofos do this. So I'm not gonna say it's just rappers. But let's finish out the video with this song, you know?
Just watch me work. Just watch me work. Apartment floor, it was cold as hell. All we had was
No, this has got to be a joke. Like, it feel like it's like a troll. Yeah. I think it's a troll, right? See what else you got. That's it? That's all you got to offer? Yeah, like I said, good for PlaqueBoyMax for just, like, you know, doing what he had to do. But yeah, I don't know. I've given my thoughts throughout this whole video, so I don't have much to say. Anyways, what do y'all think? Y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all in the next one.